Thank you so much, Team Spotlight, for talking to me. So, Vasan, I mean, मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. Why is the mard in your stories always going through dard?
I think the stories of Ray. I mean, this was like a great opportunity to play, be a part of, and see, there was like a great foundation of the short story to delve in. And I always wanted to make a film about filmmaking, about actors, about artists. So this, I think, all came together, and that's how Spotlight happened, and I'm glad it happened this way.
Yeah, and exactly because it's Ray. You've used Ray known for his imagery and his emotions, and then you've got Harsh's character who explains to Akanksha's character Kafkaesque, scene ho raha hai. It is like a bit Kafkaesque. So, I mean, want to ask all of you, I mean, you for picking up this and for you actors to coming on board to do this.
So there were a couple of scripts that were given, but Spotlight, I mean, immediately jumped out. And I was dying to do this. So I let Sayantan know that, please don't give Spotlight to anyone else. And luckily it didn't go. So that's how that happened. And then we started talking in 2019. And I think March or April to 2020, we were supposed to shoot this. But then obviously the pandemic happened and everything changed. And so we kind of adapted a script to the pandemic as well. So we kind of set it up in a nice hotel where everyone could stay together. And so that's how the story took shape then. And then, I mean, I think Harsh and Radhika had called even before the script was written, when we just had like the spare skeleton in place, the structure in place. And I'm glad that they came on board. So, we were very clear that Vic and Didi, we knew who it was. And then when the script got done, the initial draft, then Akanksha came in, Chandan came in. And I'd really love to thank Tess. That's the first name she suggested, Chandan. And I was like, oh my God, I've been meaning to work with him for, all these years. And this seemed like a perfect opportunity. And I'm glad he said yes.
And Harsh, Akanksha and Chandan also, it's like, a film in a film. And I'll start with Harsh first. I mean, poor you. I mean, heart goes out to you. In the beginning, aapko one look Vic kaha ja raha hai, and the whole film he's trying to prove his look. So tell me, what was it like for you as an actor also? And there is so much about that look.
Yeah, I kind of said yes to the film before reading the script. And then when I read the script, I really enjoyed it. But obviously, I realized that this was kind of going to be a huge responsibility. But the thing is, when you work with someone like Vasan, I think you kind of feel secure that your what you do is kind of going to be put out there in a way that you're proud of and you like and you enjoy. As far as the look is concerned, I think I was trying to kind of dig deeper and understand what it represents to the kind of larger context and the thematics of the film and what the film is trying to say, as opposed to the just like the physical interpretation of the look. So I think that was kind of my first task. And then when we actually got into the mechanics of it, I remember we were doing a costume trial, and because of COVID, Vasan couldn't be there. So Abhilasha had come to my house where we designed a lot of the looks from my own wardrobe, and we did a photo shoot, and we had Vasan on Zoom, and then we took a couple of pictures, and he kept describing what he wanted, and he was very clear that he didn't want it to be something that was like very over the top. The whole point is that it had to kind of be something very, very subtle, and it's something that somebody else may see that's there, or you might think is there, but it's actually not. And that to kind of create that kind of gray area with the look, which is something I hope people get when they watch the film. So yeah, I think we kind of whenever you're kind of given an opportunity to do something, you can't always like kind of race to the finish line. You have to take small steps in order to get there. You have to kind of build, and I think that what we have now in the larger context of the film works really well. I as a viewer really enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And Akanksha, you seem to be the only sane person amongst all of them. Actually, Anuya is the only one I came across as like, koi zyada issues nahi hai, and she's like the voice of reason.
Funny you say that. I didn't think of her like that. The only sane person in this story. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Like, I feel like she's the equal and opposite of Vic. So she, yeah, I think you're right, the voice of reason for him at times. But I guess, yeah, to your first question, I think it was a no-brainer even for me to come on board. I know I mean, of course, as an actor, you just want to do good stuff. I knew I wanted to work with Vasan, so I mean, it was Satyajit Ray's story, it was Netflix, so I was very, very excited to come on board, irrespective. And then later, I just found out the pluses. I read the story, I realized what are in it. So yeah, I think it worked out pretty well. Followed my instinct, and yeah.
Totally. And then coming to you, what was it like also? He's the one who is the most harassed also with the other harassed, Vic.
Yeah, it was very interesting actually, because like Vasan said, making a film about a film and characters in it itself is very exciting. And to play someone from the film industry who's mostly hated is an agent.
Were there any references you drew upon? Someone you know or someone you'd met?
No, I borrowed some things like, like how Asrani was in Abhiman. We discussed with the person. Then there was in Entourage, his manager who was his best friend. And so these were mostly these two references which I could think of, and like Ari Gold in Entourage, but he was way over the top. So then this relation to show an actor and a manager and an actor who's going through this huge crisis, he's telling him to do this, he would not say yes to anything. And both of us, and I'm like holding on to Vic, like the actor, if he goes down, I go down with him,
Totally.
Both of us are drowning in this ocean of, और उसको बोल रहा है मुझे ये करना है, and to butter his ego and to help him. So he told me that, he's an agent and an actor, but at the end of the day, they are both friends, and he wants him to do really well. He wants Vic to come up on top, and that's why I got this whole graph to play this character, starting out as someone who's trying to sell him as a product, then also has a human connect with him. We borrowed a little from, we call the character Robi Ghosh's, the great actor from Bengal who was part of many Satyajit Ray films. It was like a little homage from our side to him as an actor, and it all sort of coagulated, got together, came together as in Spotlight. So, yeah.
And I like the little inside jokes also, they're basically taking jibes at the industry, and it's like a spoof also, and especially the hotel room where, I'd heard about this, and all of you can tell me whether it's true, where the size of the hotel room is equivalent to the size of your ego. Is it true? I need to know from the insider. I see Akansha laughing like,
I think hotel rooms have always been a very touchy topic. I think even when I was an AD, you would immediately run around to see which other AD has what room, who's sharing the room, is there a difference, is there a better view? So hotel rooms have always been touchy because outdoor schedules, the hotel is your home. And then obviously there have been stories of people being unhappy, and even that incident of a particular star wanting a particular wall to be broken. So they all obviously have been hearsay, but then yeah, hotels have been like a touchy thing. Like who is accommodated where is a huge thing.
I could see that come across with him and his need for that Madonna room. Harshan, Akansha, do you have any stories or any memories?
No,
Akansha, go for it.
I have no memories. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what Sir's saying. It is like that. And then, of course, your room, and then you want to see what the other actor's room, where all that rubbish happens, but I know of no such incident personally.
What about you, Harsh?
No, I mean, I think it definitely is a thing, but we're kind of like Akansha and me are so new as well. Like we're just, yeah, exactly. It doesn't really matter, and we're not so picky. But yeah, I mean, you kind of do hear about these things, and I just thought it was kind of fascinating that this artist that's kind of going through this insecurity feels like living in this room is going to revive his broken artistic spirit. I thought that was really funny and clever, and I think that's one of my favorite scenes in the film is when Chandan and I kind of go into that room, and I remember we did it. We did the first long one wide shot. We did a take, and it just came together so well in that one wide, and then we were trying to recreate it in closes, but it wasn't happening, because that first take, something happened in that first take. It was so organic, and I think that's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, also how everything is a hashtag. Yeah, sorry.
So, this one incident I remember when the owner of the hotel had come and he said, I'll put a nameplate Harshvardhan Kapoor in one of the seats. And that Harsh had the presence of mind to hustle. He said, what, give us 10 free days. Don't give an exclusive room, but give us just 3 days to shoot.
I remember that so clearly. We were on a break, and we were living in a palace resort in Jaipur, and the owners were obviously big fans of my father's, and they just literally took me and Vasan and Radhika to the side, and it literally felt like a moment out of Spotlight. It literally felt like a moment out of Spotlight, and I was just, there was so much like, everything was kind of just like becoming, like going into like each other. Like even there's the scenes in the film where Vic is shooting a film within a film and trying to get the look right. And Vasan, who's by the way the best actor in this film, no jokes, I swear to God.
Really?
He is the most natural. His comic timing is just phenomenal. And Vasan plays a character called Ramin Malik. I think he dug very...
Who was your style inspo, sir? Was it an actual person?
No, yeah, I just posted this one image long time ago, and someone told me looking like Pedro Almodovar. There is like wearing a Ferrari shirt, and
No, so there was this moment where we were shooting. Vic was shooting the Chidiyaghad, right? The film within the film, and I was playing Vic, and I'm walking up to try and deliver the look, and then Vasan comes to me and he said something, and I started reacting to him like he's Vasan Bala and not Ramin Malik, so I was just completely lost. Vasan, do you wanna explain? Maybe you can explain better.
I was just asking him, like, as the character in the film, like as the director in the film, and then he started asking, and the camera was rolling behind. I'm like, it's rolling. And so yeah, so it took us a time. Obviously, I had to play the role because we didn't want to get more actors because of the pandemic, and just keep a close, tight unit. But it turned out to be fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, as I say, I can do the whole thing again, all over again in a heartbeat.
So our unit for Spotlight was also actually the unit that was shooting the film with Vikram Arora within Spotlight. So the same ADs, the same director, the same DP.
We had the stylist, we had our makeup artist, we had Vasan sir.
They're all in the film.
Who was my AD who came and I said 2 minutes?
That's still photographer.
Still photographer.
Then the production designer is acting. Everyone's acting.
Now you've given everyone idea that's how to make movies. So I mean, I'm going to ask this to the 3 actors. David Schwimmer said, as an actor, I was told that my job is to observe people and draw from life. But being a celebrity just proves to be something different. What is life actually in the spotlight for the 3 of you? What does spotlight mean for you?
If I can just come in, I think that's where I have a lot to learn from Chandan, because see, somebody like Chandan with the life that he's had and the experiences that he's had has seen so much, so he's been able to observe so much, which kind of makes him who he is, and it all kind of adds up. I think I maybe correct me if I'm wrong, Akanksha, but I speak from Akanksha and myself. We've had more sheltered lives, in a way. But I think as long as we're aware of that, as long as we're aware and not delusional about that, because we can't control the way that we've grown up. We're very thankful for the lives that our parents have given us, and our experiences will be kind of different. So even Cillian Murphy, the great actor from Peaky Blinders, is it? Peaky Blinders, says that I like to do the normal things, take the bus, go buy milk, and just observe normal people, because that's what kind of enriches me as an actor, because I want to play normal, regular people. So yeah, I think that's completely, absolutely true. And which is why I think I really loved doing this part, because I've grown up in the movies. I understand the culture that exists within the film, because I've seen it up close with my father, with my sister, etc., etc. And obviously now with myself, so I felt very comfortable in that environment, and I think Vasan and I have interacted before I became an actor, and so this is a world that I really understood, so I could kind of, I think, bring my, bring a good, carry myself well in this kind of world,
Chandan.
So, like you said, spotlight, whether you're on stage with a spotlight or there are spotlights on a shoot, on a set, and spotlight only stays on for a certain fixed time, it has to go at some point. So one has to also realize when an actor walks into the stage, he feels like सबसे पहले नाटक में रंगमंच में यही सिखाया जाता है कि उस रोशनी की गर्मी को महसूस करो. Then you realize if you're in the spot or not. Because when you're acting, you can't really see where the spot is because the audience is looking at it. So you have to feel the warmth of the spotlight to understand where you are. And that spotlight is taken by different actors, different people at different point of that length of the play or life. So the spotlight doesn't shine on everyone for the whole life. When the other day I was watching Charlie Chaplin's Limelight, and it's about this whole idea of spotlight. This guy who's a big comedian, and he's going out of reckoning, and a young girl falls in love with him, and he's feeling the pain. And you realize that someone like Charlie Chaplin in 1952 had to go through this dilemma of the spotlight is not shining upon him, the Charlie Chaplin. So, and also would like to add, Harsh and Akanksha, though they come from a certain background, like he said, but when you realize, when you become a soldier of cinema, all of us are soldiers of cinema, you realize everybody has their fair share of. I have a lot of friends from film fraternity now, and everybody, all of us go through our fair share of struggle, and coming from famous houses, they have seen their parents struggle at different points of time. The effect that would have had on their childhood is also as important as any one of us. And I think that's the whole maja and masti of being in cinema and spotlight. So.
Absolutely. And here I would like to say, Akanksha, if you don't, all of you know that she is a magical manifester. And she's also shared her struggles before she hit the spotlight with Guilty. So, Akanksha, what would you want to say? You've spoken about how you kept auditioning and you've had your fair of struggle also.
Yeah, listen, I started not just a year ago, so I don't know what a spotlight is. It's not on me. And also,
are you happy that way? Jada naha ho spotlight.
I don't know what it is. I don't want to know what it is. If you know what I mean, even if it's shining right on my head, I don't want. It can't be physically present in my brain that there's something. I think that just takes away from the whole process. I don't know if I'm framing this right, but just. That's something that that's not the point you have to be aware about. That there's a spotlight on me. And I just feel coming to the observing bit, I feel I don't think we ever as actors even if you're not a working actor, before I was not working, I'm constantly there's not a period of my time where I'm not, I'm crying and halfway through crying, I'm observing how I'm crying and I'm like, I did this, this came up, then I do this. I'm constantly doing that, and I've constantly been doing that my whole life. So I'm doing it in films, I'm doing it myself. If I'm consoling my friend, I'm like, she twitches like that, and so even if it's not, you're constantly observing. Yeah, so I guess it's a fun process. It's just it's lifelong. You just keep doing it,
Totally get that. And also, Vasan, I'll come to the actors as well. Since it's all about poor Vic trying to get that one look right and his existential crisis that comes forth and the sequence of events. So I'm also, wish we had Didi ji also with us. Didi ke darbar tak chala jata hai, so let the heavens help him. Did you ever have a moment where, not be candid about it, where an actor just couldn't get the look right? Something that, Chandan's character actually goes through ki look right layout.
For Spotlight?
Spotlight or anytime when you made movies?
Yeah. Of course, it happened before. Also in the films I've assisted in, sometimes. Also sometimes you don't know why we are getting into the 30th take. They all look fine, but it does happen, yeah. You don't know what the look is. You can't quantify it, and which is what the magic is also, because it is a trick that you really don't know what is. And once you've mastered the trick, I think you lose it. The trick is probably in the innocence and not knowing it and believing in the magic. It's probably writing to directing to acting to composing music, writing lyrics. I think that magic has to be, and that innocence probably has to be prevalent. Once you think you know, that's, I think then you're going to lose it. And yeah, you increasingly see it all around. And which is why, you know, we are here, because we never know what the trick is. And we really are so eager to be fooled, right? I mean, I don't want to be smart in a film. I don't want to outguess the end. I don't want to outguess the next scene. I just am so willfully, you know, want to be fooled by the experience. So, which is, I think that's the magic, and that is what probably is the look as well, which kind of connects us all together.
Totally.
To probably a superstar, or, you know, to an actor, we just fall in love for whatever reason. Yeah.
Totally. And you beautifully summarized, this is what Spotlight is also. I mean, you know, the way it unfolds. So Harsh, for you, I mean, what is it like? What was that one look that was really tough for you? And who do you think actually gets the perfect look? Because as we said, it could even be a formula that you keep tapping into.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're, as actors, it's kind of our job to kind of fail, you know. In that's kind of where growth comes from, and that's kind of where learning comes from. And it's very important to realize that as an actor, your job constitutes constant failure. You know, it's just that people kind of get to see the polished version of it. You know, they don't really see the process. And you know, I think Vasan was very clear that he didn't want it to be kind of like Ben Stiller and Derek Zoolander. You know, it didn't have to be something that's so kind of obvious and in your face, because that takes away from what the film is trying to say. You know, I think the film is really beautiful because it talks about how you can inspire people in ways that you would surprise yourself. You know, and everything that you do kind of has an impact on someone and somebody somewhere. You know, and the spotlight is kind of something that really is something you have to kind of bring from within, that then kind of emits outward to the rest of the world. You know, so it's kind of more about trying to hold that magic and like keep that magic and that positivity within you. You know, and also obviously I think the film kind of does really beautifully take a look at celebrity culture, our fascination with it, you know, and other things, you know, and just kind of how you know, our society, the imagination can get captured by certain things, you know, and the impact that has on you as an artist. And so I think there's a lot of things that are there, but the most amazing thing about this film is that it's not preachy at all. It's just it's not taking itself too seriously at any point. It's making these great points about society and letting you make up your own mind about it, but just constantly making you laugh and entertaining you. You know, which is very rare and a great change for me in my last two films as well. With Spotlight is very humorous, and AK versus AK was also like trying to make a lot of interesting points about celebrity culture again, but also again in a very thrilling and comedic and entertaining way, which is a nice departure from, I think, my first two films, which are very like, not, I wouldn't say self-serious, but a lot more heavy-handed and dramatic. You know, so it's nice to kind of be doing this and having fun.
So Akanksha, what was like, as you said, celebrity culture, and you know, as I said, actors and godmen or godwomen are the only two categories that bring in the crowds, and that kind of fandom I've not seen anywhere else. Which was that one moment you were like, I can recall something funny that really made you laugh?
About like an actor or a god person?
No. Basically in the movie that you could draw parallels, like you made you laugh. And I also actually felt Anuya could be you. Could Akanksha be playing Akanksha? I don't know why that vibrancy came through.
Yeah. Also, Vasan sir, let me he told me basically what Anuya is, and he let me meet her halfway. So I think that did help. So yeah, I guess you're right to some degree. Yes, I know of actors. That's what's ironic, right? All these situations that Vic is in, we've seen them, we know them, even though we've not seen them firsthand. We know they exist. Like, I know this person, or I know this character, I know this actor. Even though I've probably not met him, if you know what I mean. So they are very, very true and real, even though they're not 100%. But also, me personally, I've met a god woman, so I really can relate to Didi's character because I've had many a conversation with a god woman, so it's actually funny.
That scene with Akanksha is actually one of my favorite scenes in the film.
Where
I
she
hope
says
people...
Devi ke darbar mein, and you're like, not you too.
Yeah,
I have
that was...
probably yelled. He scared me. I'm just going, he screamed at me.
That was very nice to know.
No, and Akanksha was such a sport because Akanksha, was that day 4 or 5? Vasan, was that day 4 or 5? No,
Yes,
must have been.
Yes.
Yeah, day 4 or 5, and Vasan and I had reached a point where we were improvising and laughing at each other's jokes, which were not really funny, but we were still laughing at each other. And Chandan, and then we were improvising, and Akanksha just kind of came in and took right to it, and that scene was actually demanded a lot from both of us because it encapsulates this multiple year relationship that these two characters have, but that's the only scene where you kind of see them together. So I think that I'm really proud of that scene, and I think I really got to play off Akanksha's energy, and then we also kind of brought a lot of humor to it, but it's funny, but it's also kind of sad, which I kind of hope people feel the same way about that scene. But I really like it. I love that scene.
Totally. Yeah. Totally. And Chandan, you've been in the industry long, and we're seeing a lot of parodies about celebrity culture. What was it like for you? I mean, like, some parallels you could draw, some observations, some recall, some funny incident that you can make us all laugh and share an anecdote.
Yeah, I think most of the time what happens when you're shooting a film, especially, it's the actors, the stars or the actresses, the fame, they always there is a sort of a specified time for makeup, and the makeup never gets over, and suddenly in the middle of the makeup running itself, वो उल्टी वो जो आपका क्या कंघी जो उल्टी करके ऐसे वो डंडा निकला होता है उसका ऐसे कुछ they do it they run away, and then again the director will say okay ready chalo action karte ready, and then again some. So this whole culture of mirrors coming into the set, I think it's very quite a thing to watch, especially with actresses.
Now that you say, I remember, I think during Gangs of Wasipur, Manoj Bajpayee had done, I think it was one of our off days, and we were just hanging together, and he'd done this whole skit, like impromptu skit. So it was about makeup artists, right? And just before the take, so suppose there is an ensemble and there are 3 actors. So one makeup artist will come and start doing this. So the other guys feel threatened that, this guy is thinking he's doing his job, so I'll also do my job. So everyone suddenly is, taking care of perfect hair. And, there is no need for all 3 of them to be there. And Manoj Bajpayee played all 3 of them.
Wow. And should have incorporated that.
Amazing performances. Like, there should be a short film. I think Manoj sir can do that short film, and he's anyways incredible in whatever he does. But that was like one great live performance. Just taking a cue from what Chandan said.
Totally.
This makeup politics is very interesting on set.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. Hotel rooms and makeup politics. And Harsh's father told me their home has so many mirrors. He says we have 3 actors who are always looking at us through those mirrors. No,
Vasan can confirm this, as I barely look in the mirror. I honestly, I barely look in the mirror, and on this particular film, I almost never watch the monitor at all. I just, because I was just having so much fun, and I'm not like that on every, like AK versus AK, I never watched the monitor. And even on Spotlight, I just never watched the monitor.
I don't even sing it. I think it scares me.
No, actually, none of the actors did. Neither did Chandan, neither did Harsh. Radhika usually sneaks in, but even she didn't this time.
Wow. But
I feel like it's the director's vision, and then you come and you'll obviously have 1,000 inputs, because when you're reading a script and when you're doing it, you're thinking of something else. When it's shot, it's completely something else, and it'll always be. It'll never match up to your vision. So there's just no point going there, disappointing yourself, annoying your director. For actors who do it, I get it. But
another thing which happens, like now they're talking about monitor, is crowding the monitor.
We see that. We see that.
Yeah. Vasan, I have a question for you.
We would like to see how they look. Especially people who are probably, they sometimes, like you were talking about this guy. There was this one guy who was the the caretaker of the hotel, and suddenly Mr. Bala gave him a role. You know, so he's standing next to me, and Harsh has to walk by. So he's standing next to me, and obviously he's overacting now because suddenly I can see that this guy's energy is changing. He's doing something. He's kind of against me. Sir, वो आप नहीं दिख रहे उसमें. हम लोग
So
नहीं-
sweet.
So sweet, yeah.
He thought that
Really.
it happens to the general public. If you give them something to know, suddenly some melodrama happens in the system, something they will do. This scene. And I went up to Vasan. I said, "Sir, he started acting. Hotel manager acting kar raha hai." So everybody, and that's the one thing you have to watch on a set. If you give someone a line or something to do, and then Marlon Brando decides upon it.
Without taking names, okay, actually no, it's a mean story.
Please, don't take names. Please tell us.
It's the funniest story of my life. So, you've seen Guilty, right? So there's the climax pay when basically the boy admits that he saw Tanu got raped. So means yes, मैंने देखा. He raped Tanu. So now there's Kiara's reaction. Oh, Akansha's reaction. Finally, okay, that's it. There's one boy at the back. Shit. And he's doing it, and all of them, and then he's coming to me and he's like, "Sorry, Tanu." I'm like, "Yaar, someone just got raped for going to them. Sorry, Tanu." I said, "Bhai, mat karna." Then shit. He's done it for 10 minutes. And finally, we have to go to our director. Suchi, please, can you tell him to stop yelling shit? Because we can't. And the camera's not there only. He's not in frame. So people really get very enthusiastic when there's a camera on. So you have to just, I guess, learn to meander that.
Totally agree. And Vasan is laughing away. I think he's come across many non-industry and even industry people who tend to do this a lot. वो सब दिख रहा है sir आपके हंसी में मुझे.
But this is what I think pretty much our shooting was also.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were just cracking out. Yeah.
It's awesome speaking to you all. And before we go, the one overrated thing about a celebrity culture that people think exists actually does not.
Actors can't be friends. Stupidest thing I've heard.
Yeah.
What about you, Harsh? Most
Yeah, I
overrated.
mean, that everybody that's kind of an actor has a really, really easy life. Luxurious life, easy life, yeah.
I think everybody thinks that actors are selfish.
No, ऐसा तो नहीं है. This time has proved that everybody is being like. Actually, yeah. I mean, people out there think differently. Vasa, now you tell me, director साहब, most overrated जो true नहीं है. वो सोचते हैं ना, director बैठा picture direct की बस everything is cool.
So I think probably thankfully I have been in environments wherein people have just been nice. So I think that is one thing that I mean, you hear horror stories, but you're just thankful that you have not been a part of that setup. So that is, I think, a good thing to happen.
Anyways, thank you so much, all of you, and nice to see you all in the spotlight, and you all got your looks right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.